Most Roblox horror games have the same problem. They blow up, everyone plays them for a few months. YouTubers make about 1,000 videos on them, and then everyone moves on. But somehow Doors has avoided that. It released all the way back in 2022, and 4 years later, people are still playing it. And that's actually pretty unusual for Roblox, especially for a horror game. Doors could have easily been one of those games that became massive for a year and then slowly disappeared. Instead, it's still getting major updates, new areas, events, and even completely new ways to play. So what exactly did Doors do differently? When Doors first released, the idea was ridiculously simple. Walk through 100 doors and try not to die. But the clever part was that you didn't really know what was waiting behind each one. Rush, screech, ambush, seek, figure, every entity had its own rules, and the game mostly expected you to learn those rules by dying. A lot. That made every first playthrough feel unpredictable. You'd hear the lights flicker and immediately panic because you knew something was coming. Then eventually, after enough deaths, you actually started understanding the game. Doors wasn't scary because it constantly threw jump scares at you. It was scary because you knew what could happen. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons it lasted. Doors is basically a roguelite. The rooms change, items change, entities don't always appear in the same places, and every run feels slightly different. So even once you know how the game works, you can't completely switch your brain off. lsplash itself describes Doors as a roguelite horror game. Modifiers were especially smart because they gave experienced players something to actually do. You could make the game easier, or you could decide that normal Doors wasn't painful enough and add more entities, less health, worse items, and basically every possible disadvantage at once. For some reason, people enjoy doing this. Then came the Mines in August 2024, and this was probably one of the biggest moments for the game. Instead of just adding more hotel rooms, Doors got an entire second main floor with new environments, new entities, and completely different mechanics. The Mines also proved that Doors wasn't stuck with one idea forever. You still had the same basic loop of opening doors and surviving entities. But suddenly you had minecarts, cave systems, new puzzles, and enemies that behaved completely differently. It felt like Doors without just being another 100 hotel rooms. And the developers didn't stop there. The December 2024 content update went back and improved older parts of the game, including parts of the hotel and the mines. Then in 2025, the Great Outdoors added another major area, new entities, new items, saved runs, and more. That's another thing Doors does really well. Updates don't always just pile new content on top. Sometimes the developers go back and change things that already exist. Rooms get redesigned, old mechanics get improved, new systems get added to earlier areas. So even the original hotel doesn't feel completely frozen in 2022. And somehow, Doors is still doing this in 2026. There have already been new modes and updates this year, including an endless mode introduced during the April Fool's event. The game's update log also shows continued changes through July 2026. And there's still more coming. The Archives is planned as a major rework of the rooms, turning it into a much more developed area with new entities and more replayability. So 4 years after release, the developers are still taking old parts of Doors and basically rebuilding them. But I think there's another reason Doors survived that's harder to measure. It has a really recognizable identity. Seek running down the hallway, figure in the library, rush coming through the rooms, even the sound of screech behind you. You can show someone one screenshot and they'll probably know exactly what game it is. A lot of Roblox horror games explode because of one gimmick. Doors had the gimmick too. Open doors survive monsters. But underneath that was a game with enough mechanics, randomness, and progression to actually support years of updates. The developers didn't need to completely reinvent Doors every year. They just kept expanding what was already working. And that's probably why Doors is still alive in 2026. It didn't survive because it stayed exactly the same. It survived because every time the game started becoming familiar, something new gave people a reason to come back. New floors, new entities, modifiers, events, entire areas being rebuilt. Eventually, Doors probably will slow down. Every Roblox game does. But lasting 4 years as a horror game while still receiving major content is already impressive. A lot of games from 2022 are basically memories now. Doors somehow still feels like a game that isn't finished yet. And honestly, that might be the biggest reason people haven't moved on. Like and subscribe for a shout out next video. Comment down below what you thought of this, and I'll see you next video.